Hello everyone, I'm TG and I'm back again to talk to you guys about the amazing online experience that is Alien's Fireteam Elite. Today we're going to talk about the technician and his role in Extreme and Insane whenever you are tackling those new Pathogen DLC levels. So what I'm going to do is show you guys my perk grid and explain to you why I chose what I chose, as well as crunch a few numbers for you and show you a few examples in game of it in action. Then at the end we're going to talk just briefly about the weapons that I chose and why. So let's dive right in. First and foremost, we're going to get nice and cozy next to our turret. So I'm going to be using collaborative analytics. This causes cross-platform synergy to increase you and your allies' accuracy and recharge speeds by 10%. And I'm also going to be using hyperlocal logistics, which increases your turret's health regeneration rate when you're near it, and your turret will fire 10% faster when you're next to it. Next is the ever-important charged coils. We're going to attach maximized retention to it, which means whenever an enemy enters its field, it's going to have a 1 in 3 chance to get stunned for 2 seconds. We're also attaching disruptive technology, which causes the enemies to deal 25% less damage whenever they are under the effect of charge coils. And lastly, compatibility matrix, which means whenever this ability is active, you get 10% more damage, which stacks up to 3 times, making it a total of 30% if you have 3 charged coils out. So now you've noticed that I haven't attached any cooldown reduction, duration, or anything like that to charged coils. You can totally do that, but I find you really don't need it because the cooldown is slow enough that you're always, and I mean always, going to have at least 1 or 2 out, and you don't really need to worry about it. So stacking any kind of cooldown reduction to it is kind of a waste in my opinion, because there's better uses for those perk slots. That being said, next is creative pain point solutions, which means you and your turret deal 15% more damage to slowed enemies. I like to have that no matter what setup I'm using, because with your charged coils, enemies are going to be slowed constantly. Now, when it comes to your actual turret, why I love this build is because you can play it any way you want. So right now I'm using the incinerator turret, but often I do switch it up for the new particle turret, which is amazing, by the way, because it keeps enemies nice and debuffed all the time. But if you want to use the basic turret, go for it. Or you could even use the heavy turret, which I've been finding more and more uses for in Extreme and Insane, because with this setup, it's going to do so much damage. It's going to basically one-tap any basic enemy. Now, when it comes to what we're actually attaching, first is dynamic delivery systems, which increases your turret's fire rate by 10% and causes it to do 25% more damage to armored targets. Next is parasocial relationship, which means you do 20% more damage to enemies that your turret recently hits, and that is huge. But to finish everything off, we're going to be throwing all the force multipliers on there, which is going to give us a whopping grand total of 60% extra damage on our turret. So in terms of the damage numbers that you're going to see with each type of turret, basically, with unmodified damage, meaning just from your perks and nobody else's, your regular turret's going to hit for about 600 every few seconds because it does that little 300 burst. Your particle turret's going to do about 700 plus because the dot keeps it going a little bit more, and that's every few seconds as well. Your heavy turret is going to do anywhere from 3,000 to 3,500 damage, and that's about every 5 seconds. And lastly, the mighty weapon of war, the incinerator turret, is going to do non-stop damage in about a 10-foot radius. Obviously, it's hard to find the exact numbers on that because it happens so fast, but rest assured, it's a heck of a lot. And lastly, I just want to touch on the weapons that I've been having some success with. As I always say, though, this is completely up to you guys and your playstyle, what weapons you use, what mods you use. It's all about what feels right for you. There are so many guides on YouTube to weapon modifications, so if you want, search some of those up. They're pretty darn good, or just kind of forge your own path and do your own thing like I do. Now, when it comes to my handgun, I never leave home without my Type 95 single-shot hand cannon combat pistol. So overall, this is widely regarded as the best pistol in the game for general use. It hits so hard, it is hyper accurate, shoots very, very quickly, and has a big enough ammo reserve that you're not going to really worry about your ammo whenever it comes to those higher difficulties. Pretty much, you would be hard-pressed to find any other handgun that really performs on average better than this thing overall. Next, in terms of a CQW, I just love the PPZ 49 automatic fire SMG Vol. Now, it's not going to hit as hard or have the stopping power of a shotgun, I will give it that, but non-weak point damage hits, you're actually going to get more damage out of the Vol than you would any other shotgun, and it carries with it really great accuracy and stability. It's basically like a rifle, but light, you know, it's a diet rifle. Hell, I like it. So for general purpose use like the combat pistol, I think it performs very well in any situation. That's why I'm using it. So Marines, that's the build. I hope you guys try it out yourself, and I hope it helps you out just a little bit. Let me know down below what you thought, what you use, what your favorite kit is in the game right now and what you're looking forward to in the future of Aliens Fireteam Elite, because I have a feeling we're getting more content, maybe not soon, but one day, if we're really, really good boys, we'll get a little more. So good luck on your bug hunt. Thanks for watching, and as always, if you like what you saw, you know what to do.